All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are shining a light on a massive digital security threat that is aggressively targeting business decision makers, high net worth individuals, and executives. We're talking about a highly sophisticated attack that literally sidesteps every complex password you've ever created. It is a precision-engineered heist, and believe it or not, the prime target is simply your mobile phone.
I want you to really think about this number for a second. $24 million. That's not an exaggeration. That is the exact amount that cryptocurrency investor Michael Turpin lost back in 2018. And this wasn't some slow, gradual drain of his bank accounts over months. No, this was a massive, sudden wipeout of his digital wealth.
But here is the truly terrifying part, right? That $24 million was stolen without the hackers ever guessing his complex passwords. No sophisticated malware infection, no breaking into his physical devices, nothing like that. His funds were stolen using just his mobile phone number. The attackers simply compromised that single string of digits, and his entire digital life was theirs for the taking. This is the very real, very scary reality of a SIM swap attack.
So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll cover the heist. Second, the anatomy of a SIM swap. Third, how to lock down your carrier. And finally, how to kill SMS authentication.
All right, part one, the heist, when your number turns into a disaster. I really need you to stop thinking of your mobile number as just a phone. In today's world, it is the skeleton key to your business, your bank accounts, and your digital wealth. Former Facebook Chief Information Security Officer Alex Stamos hit the nail on the head here. He says, your Gmail is more important than your bank login. It resets your bank login. And that right there is exactly why attackers want your phone number, because it's intrinsically linked to your email inbox. Most of us have our recovery emails linked straight to our phone numbers. So once an attacker intercepts your two-factor text messages, they just trigger a password reset for your email. Once they're in your email, well, they control the master key. From there, they just reset the passwords to your bank, your crypto exchanges, business apps, social media, the whole shebang. It is an absolutely devastating chain reaction.
Moving on to Section 2, Anatomy of a SIM Swap, a precision-engineered heist.
So how does this actually work? Well, these attacks are highly surgical, and they basically go down in 4 distinct steps. Step 1 is target reconnaissance. Attackers scour past breaches, data brokers, and social media to find your birthday, your address, maybe your mother's maiden name. Step 2, they literally just call up your mobile carrier's customer service, pretending to be you. They might say, oh, my phone was damaged. And they sometimes even use forged or AI-generated IDs. They use that personal info they gathered to breeze right past the security questions. Step 3, they convince the rep to port your number to a new SIM card that the attacker physically controls. At that exact moment, your phone loses its signal. Step 4 is the takeover. Now that they're getting all of your text messages, they reset your passwords and bypass your SMS-based two-factor authentication completely.
And you know what's really wild? The speed. The sheer speed at which this unravels. At minute 0, the attacker is impersonating you to the carrier. By minute 5, your SIM is ported and your phone just goes dead. Honestly, this is often your first and only warning sign. Minute 10, they've used your SMS codes to reset your Gmail. Minute 20, they're already hijacking your social accounts or draining your crypto wallets. And by minute 30, they have changed all your passwords, deleted your recovery access, and you are completely locked out. Your entire digital architecture cascades into total failure in just half an hour.
So it really all comes down to understanding the difference between a vulnerable setup and a hardened setup. A vulnerable setup relies heavily on SMS for two-factor authentication. It has weak carrier pins, your phone number is plastered all over public profiles, and you have zero protections against the carrier porting your number away. A hardened posture, on the flip side, ditches SMS entirely. It relies on hardware keys for critical accounts, hides the phone number from the public eye, and demands strict in-store-only restrictions for any number porting.
Okay, let's get into the practical solutions. Section 3. Lock down your carrier, stopping the port.
Listen, if you are a business leader, you need to make these exact changes to shift to a hardened setup. And you need to do it today. If you're on Verizon, open up the My Verizon app right now and enable Number Lock. If you're with AT&T, you've got to call them, tell them to enable the extra security flag, and set a very strong account passcode. If you're using T-Mobile, dial 611 and request port validation along with a strong account PIN. You've got to make these specific phone calls or app changes to your providers immediately to stop any unauthorized number transfers dead in their tracks. Don't wait on this.
Actually, you can take it a step further. Ask your carrier about a port freeze. This is a feature that literally prevents any number transfers unless you physically walk into a retail store and hand them a valid ID.
By demanding that in-person verification, you are effectively killing the remote social engineering aspect of this crime. Think about it. An attacker sitting in a basement halfway across the globe can't smooth talk a customer service rep over the phone if the computer system physically requires your actual face and your driver's license in a retail store.
On to our final section, Section 4, Kill SMS Authentication, Upgrading the Locks.
Look, even with those carrier locks we just talked about, SMS text messages are the absolute weakest link in any security setup, period. It's time to upgrade. You must swap out those vulnerable text codes for these specific tools. The absolute gold standard here is a hardware key, like a YubiKey. It's brilliant in its simplicity. A hacker can't SIM swap a physical piece of plastic that's sitting right there on your desk. It gives you ultimate phishing resistance. Now, for the accounts that don't support hardware keys yet, transition immediately to app-based authenticators. We're talking Authy, Google Authenticator, or Aegis. By dropping SMS authentication and shifting to these tools, you are literally eliminating 95% of your attack surface.
Now, for the high net worth individuals tuning in, here is a really advanced executive tactic. Create a dedicated, completely private phone number exclusively for your banking, your crypto, and your most sensitive cloud accounts. You could use a secure VoIP service or even an offshore eSIM for this. But the rule here is absolute. Never post this number online, never put it on your business cards, and never link it to your social media profiles. Keep it totally air-gapped. Just use a decoy, public number for your day-to-day stuff. Because if the hackers don't even know your highly sensitive number exists, they obviously can't target it for a SIM swap.
So I want to end this explainer with a pretty provocative question for you to chew on. Is your entire digital life just one customer service call away from total disaster? Because as long as your carrier allows over-the-phone changes, and as long as your backup processes rely on SMS texts, you are vulnerable. Remember, attackers only need to succeed once. Your job is to make that success as costly, slow, and downright painful as possible for them. Lock down your carrier, kill SMS two-factor authentication, and secure your digital wealth. Thank you so much for joining me today, and please, take action on this right now.